I'm not going to preempt it, but listen to this lady. This is the story of the modern day Nigerian woman and the Japa culture. So that's the build up to it. This is the story of the modern day Nigerian woman and the Japa culture. Watch this.
I beg, I dey beg all of una. I need husband. I want marry, I beg, I dey beg all of una. I dey find husband. I get 2 hostel for Awada. I get house for Lagos. I get African shop for France for here. Any man wey want marry me, I go dey pay a monthly salary. I beg, I need husband because I don't need to shame again. My age they go, I don't need to shame. I beg anybody will need me as wife, make them DM me. I beg, I need husband. I don't tire. I need husband.
So there it is, a royalty. So that's the story of a lady. She's just from her look, you estimate that she's around about her mid to late 30s thereabout. So if you look at just not her specific journey, but the traditional journey of that space, maybe she has gone through some form of education, although you couldn't hear that in her voice. But whatever it is, she's managed to get herself into Europe round about the age of 27 thereabout. So she's gone through all of those build-ups to be able to settle in that European space, which would have taken a good 7 years thereabout out of her life. So in the course of all of that, she suddenly found herself in a mid to late 30s, single, and auntie to every other person's children and nephews and whatnot. So she's now at that space where she has decided to park fine girl to one side and then gone on to do now this clip. You said, you saw, she's, I need a husband, just DM me. So is that the story then that is going to be the story of the future, especially around that Japa space, royalty?
Not necessarily. I don't really know our story, but I feel like everyone has different stories. Somebody mentioned something earlier saying that Gen Zs, it's going to be hard for Gen Zs to settle down, which is true. It's going to be hard for the newer generation to settle down because the newer generation, we are not like our parents. There is a whole lot that our parents took that the new generation we don't want to take. I would say that back then, with the older generation, marriage for a lot of women was more of survival. That's how they survived. A lot of women were not working. It was only men that were working. So you need a man to like survive, for a man to put food on the table. That was really what women needed, except from the cultural side where you're supposed to get married and all of that. That was really the purpose of men in women's lives. So for the women of the new age women, we can work, we can do virtually everything. So the mindset of a lot of people is, why would I subject myself to all of that when I do not need them? Men have really lost their value to the new, like they've really lost their value in all senses now, because what a man can do, a woman can do too. Back in the days, there a lot of aspects in life that was just left to women, to men. Women didn't have access to do a lot of things, but now women are becoming presidents in countries. They are doing virtually everything every men can do. So yeah, that has really affected marriages. It has really affected women, both the good in both in the positive and the negative ways. There are women that actually they take it to the extreme. They take the advantage that women have now. They take it to extreme. So I guess that's why it would be hard for women to settle down now.
For me, what I see there is the issue we talked about yesterday, where there is this misalignment between women and their normal traditional role now. She, like you said, she says she's got a shop here, she's done this, she's got a house, but she hasn't got the family that she's looking for. So this is why even there was the conversation we were having before, where we discussed that some of the solutions to this is that either women should start family earlier, and because now the life expectancy is a lot higher. It's not like before where they live up to 60 and 50 and they die off, but they can go up to 80 years, especially in Europe. So if you have your family earlier, then later on you can go and start doing other things. But because many of them are chasing their career 30 something years, 40 years, it become a desperate situation. You don't procreate. One of the primary duties of a human being in this life is to procreate. It's one of the most fundamental. What is there in this life anymore? Other than these things. And sometimes where we are busy chasing, what we term as the kind of stuff men do, we forget the fundamentals of why we are here. So and this is what is manifesting from what you are seeing. And I must say, men too are also subject to this type of problem. You see that some of them, they don't get settled down, they don't have a family, and they don't even want to anymore. Even in their 40s, and they just come die off, and that's the end of it. And Africans are coming, this is why the Africans are allowed into Europe now. They want them to come and help service the economy, replenish bring in new blood. And Africa is going to be the engine of this century, because the populations are very, very young. I think in Nigeria we have under 15s about 80 something million alone. That is a lot of people in one country alone in Africa. So you can see that the consequence of this misalignment in the West is feeding through. However, for me, because my concern is Africa, Nigeria, and our people, we have to learn from what they're going through and not make the same mistakes. And this is why some of the arguments, you look at the Ugandan president passing an anti-gay law. It's not about because we hate gays or we don't want women to be kings. Women used to be kings in Africa. It's because they understand now. They've seen it, how it happens in the West. They misalign the families, and women and men don't get chance to meet, to procreate anymore. And even the ones that do, they end up in broken homes. So it's a serious issue that we on the continent or the diaspora need to be aware of when we advise people on the continent. Because I hear a lot of women in the West, they advise women on the continent, oh, don't follow the traditional way, you don't need men, you don't need this, you don't do that. You do still need men.
No, I'm not sure that woman was essentially a feminist. She looks as though she's I think she's somewhat of an economic migrant into the European space. And then I'm not sure, but if you listen to people who migrate to Europe, the stories are often instances similar. So they come from a completely different culture into a new culture, and then they start at the base level of this new environment, and then either through education or dint of hard work, they evolve themselves up the hierarchy of that new environment. But that evolution into a better life in Europe is not something that happens instantaneously because of the cultural adaptation, one, and then the education and your qualifications not carrying over. So all of the gremlins, and even in instances not having the legal documentation to settle in. So all of those processes, it takes an approximate 5 to 7 to 10 years. So that whole process takes quite a chunk of time. And if you take that chunk of time, the average woman that comes out of Nigeria haven't tried to make it in Nigeria, not succeeding. So that's a good 25 years of her life already captured within the Nigerian space. If you add that additional 10 years of the settling into the European experience, then it manifests in that woman now who finds herself 35, 37, or 40, and then suddenly seeing that the life that she has no meaning, on her knees begging for a husband.
That is very interesting and quite insightful that she may not even be a feminist. So it means that the environment she came into, because you can flip it the other way and say, okay, if she had come to Nigeria from the West, there is going to be a pressure from the context, the way Nigeria behaves, that, okay, you need to settle down with somebody, even if you're working anyway. But even if she's not a feminist, she went to the West just to navigate the environment. The consequences still flow through again, that she doesn't settle down, she doesn't have a family. But that said, though, it could just be her too, you know. You know,
I really think she's just a nuisance, in my own opinion. Even if you're like, that's desperation. That's desperation. I feel like for every woman, for the way I look at life, I believe so much in destiny. Some of us, we are not like, there are people that they are destined to have money. Some people are destined to live long. Some people are destined for greatness. I just believe that the same way you look at it you look at life in, like, some people would not get married. So same way for men, same way for, there are women that will never get married, there are women that will never have children, there are women that will, you know, same way for men. Some men will never get married, some men would never have children. Those things, I feel like for every human being, you should make peace with it.
Sorry, royalty. You know, in the African society, you're saying some people are destined to, and you're saying some women are destined to never get married, and there are women who may never get married, but if you're talking about procreation and you're saying that a woman that might be destined not to procreate within the African setting, she becomes a pariah. She will have to live outside the society, and she'll be subjected to all manners of what should not be a portion. So I'm not sure that the African culture is casually accepting, as you are just so glibly describing.
Yeah, remember I said yesterday that we as Africans, we need to unlearn a lot of the things that we learned. You know, I believe if you have that mindset and look at life like, oh, this thing is 50-50. Is it that I get married or I don't get married? Is it that I have children, I don't have children? So wherever you find yourself, you can make peace with it. There are a lot of people that don't get married, and just looking at the population, if you look at the population, there are more men than women. So how is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? Like, the other way around. There are more women than men. So how is it going to happen? We have more women than men. So how is every woman going to get married?
That's easy now.
There is an adage in our place that said that the beauty of a woman is the head, or the beauty of the woman is the husband.
Not necessarily anymore. Not necessarily anymore.
Not necessarily anymore, but
there's so many things that you can achieve now as a woman that would just like, okay, let me use Hillary Clinton as an example. I don't really know so much as politics, but I'm not celebrating her because she's somebody's wife. I got to know her because she was because of her political career. So there are so many things that you can celebrate as a woman now. Marriage is not top 3 anymore.
But do you know? But do you know that in many Nigerian politics now that some politicians don't regard you if you don't have a husband to come around for office.
You can't even use Nigeria to. You can't use Africans to.
That's to tell you the pride of a man. The pride of a man in the life of a woman.
In Africa, we are still very backward in Africa. So we have to open our minds.
You said top 3. What are the top other 3? When you said marriage is not,
you have to be happy with yourself as an individual before you carry your baggage to somebody else. You have to be able to accept yourself as who you are. So you have that self-fulfillment first before you now go and fulfill family obligation. So in my own opinion, I would rather be a happy person within myself before I would take myself and want to go and you know, put myself happiness. I would say happiness first, career second, maybe maybe the maternal part of you third before you would stay married. Because
But
right now, I would say, if we want to look at it in the logical sense, if you can't get married, you can at least have children. You don't have to get married to have children anymore.
Yeah, but there are consequences now. Children on
There are
single parent homes
consequences. There are
have negative
consequences.
outcomes.
Yeah, there are consequences. But which do you think is worse? A woman that is not married or a woman that don't have children? Which do you think women will? Which one of it do you think women will? If you give women two options, is either you get married or you have kids. Like, if you are supposed to choose one of the other, which do you think women would rather choose? Women would rather choose to have kids.
There is something I want to explain to you to show you the importance of a man in the life of a woman. Just like some families today, you know, if you are a child, your parents are still alive, your mom are still alive, and your kids. Do you know the kind, whether money or no money? Do you know the kind of benefit you enjoy seeing your father in the house and your mother in the house healthy?
I
Then when
understand
the
what
man,
you're saying.
then when that man is not there, it's not left for your mom and the kids. When other family members are coming into the family, the man is not there to protect the family. Do you know how the family suffers it until maybe somebody in that family is able to grow up above those uncles and those
See, I'm not
families that
disputing
will come
that.
in. So it's just to tell you no matter how you see a man, no matter how small the man is, there is a very important role that a man plays in the family that a woman can never play. No
Yeah.
matter how you want to turn it, no matter how you want to turn it, you understand? Like there are things. Let's say now in your family now, you have like you have sisters that they want to get married. There are some things that will bring to your father and say, this is the community list that my daughter wants to get married. Then this is the community list. Your father can stood up and say, this thing, I don't want it because I want my daughter to get married. So I want to remove these things to enable my in-law to come and pay my daughter's bride price, which the in-law will be happy to accept from his father-in-law. You understand? But when the man is not there, it will be very difficult for the woman to do those things, because those things, even the guy that will be coming to marry either of your sister, any one of you, will be seeing it as your uncles are wicked. Your people are wicked, this and that. They don't want you to get married. But I can tell you that if your father is there, that thing cannot be like that. Even
See,
if
I'm
they
not
say that
saying that men. I'm not saying.
even if they say that to marry or to pay bride price in your father house is 2 million naira or 5 million or so, your father can come up and say, this is my daughter, I can give her for 100,000. It's okay. After all, they are going there to make their own family.
You've
It's my
kind of
daughter, I
lost
can make
me
my
though.
choice.
You
So
kind of lost me.
no woman should play down the importance of a man in the
Okay.
family. It's very, 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 very important. Unless the culture we are adopting today in our society is not going to help our future generation. You understand? So
I,
with our culture is very nice, that if we can play according to the culture, we'll be more better society. So all these things I'm telling you all this out of experience. There is no family that you come and they find, like my father is alive today, even though whether he's not doing something. But you can't enter into my family compound anyhow. It's not possible. You cannot enter there
so what
because the
I'm
man is
saying,
there.
is not necessarily.
Even though
I'm not.
the man is not making money again, the man is not doing anything. But you dare not enter into that compound to say
So
you
we're
want to do
talking
this, you
about
want to do that.
women, though. Let me get back to women. So what I was just saying is, marriage don't define women anymore. That's the part that I'm really, really happy about. The fact that women now are opening their eyes to the fact that marriage don't define me. If I get married, it doesn't make me it doesn't make me, if I don't get married, it doesn't make me less of a person. If I don't have kids, it doesn't make me less of a person. What makes me less of a person is who I am. You know, we women have gone, we've come such a long way. There was a time where women could not speak. There was a time when it was very, women, we could not voice our opinions. We, you know, there are countries that they didn't, I used to allow women drive. Now women are driving. So my own, what I believe is, women should first of all look into yourself, be happy within yourself, be okay within yourself as a person. If you're not okay within yourself as a person, how do you now go into a relationship and expect that relationship to work? You know,
I think that sounds like some of the stuff we see on all these magazines that try to tell people that is how you feel. That I think we are overthinking these things. See, if women, if men have done their job so well to the point whereby women feel like they don't need them, then the women should be careful what they wish for, because sometimes consequences can start flowing from that, and we can start seeing it from experience. Look at, there's this thing going around now with Andrew Tate, basically parenting most boys now, because boys now are beginning to turn on the system that felt like they feel like they are kind of diminishing their role and what they mean, what life means to them. They are feminizing them and they are turning from it. Because of it, this guy comes online and is basically parenting people's boys now. And now there is a big problem for so many people. Now they've jailed him, they put him in jail, investigating him for offenses. Then they have to be talking to students at school. They put it on BBC. They're talking about how they are going to talk to boys about how to relate to Andrew Tate, so that, you know, because people now have felt, the men in society have felt so alienated by society that they are telling women that, I've seen women that have been convinced that they can do exactly the same thing as men do, which is crazy.
A quick question before you, so that we don't, why will empowering women make men feel some type of way? Why?
Because, yes, let me answer. That's a very good question. Because it's misalignment again. This is the thing. No. Women have specific. Your mistake is that let me finish my point now. Let me finish the point I'm making. Sorry, because it's a very cogent point. Mandela's wife said a woman that aspires to be like a man doesn't have ambition. The reason why she said that is because women are biologically, they are actually more valuable than men. And then in terms of this thing, what they call it, the way they are also meant to be protected in terms of, because of that value. So men are meant to take they are equally, let's put it this way, they are equally important but different. And you see, because we're all performing different roles to ensure the survival of the human species. So if a man is meant to do certain jobs, to take those risks, you can afford to lose the men. The men can die, a few of them can die here and there. But if a woman dies, there's a consequence to that community. And the truth is, when the women that do these things, that say, okay, you know what, let me worry about my feelings, let me worry about this, I don't need children, I don't need a man. Guess what will happen over time? Over time, the people that are going to inherit all your hard work is the children of the ones that actually did those things you rejected.
And what's wrong with that?
What is wrong with that is that you have to ask yourself, well, then why do you work? Why do you do anything if your children are not going to inherit it?
So you are seeing it from a very, very wrong view. It's more of individual. It's more of do you know a lot of, let me give example of women in Nigeria. Women in Nigeria, they are so beaten down by their men that they don't even have an identity outside of their men. They don't, a lot of women they can't do anything outside of their men, because that is how their brains have been. That is what we've been told. Oh, this is for a man. Women don't even try. A lot of
let me help you, my sister. Let me help you, my sister. So nobody is downgrading the women, but the only thing I'm saying is that women can do anything they want to do, as far as that respect for the man is still there. You understand? But a woman should always remember, whatever you are doing, you have a man that is your head. So if you are not able to acknowledge that fact, then that's the problem. You
We're not saying
understand?
that women
So,
are
but
not the head. See, okay, let me give. Okay, I just got an idea. When a woman is standing alone, when a woman is by herself, she's her own head. When she's with a man, the man is the head. Do you understand that analogy? But don't take away opportunities from women that when she doesn't have a man by herself, then she
but you
doesn't
know,
have an identity.
but you know that some women can take some opportunity as some opportunity they get. Some of them take it against their man. So, but that is not my point. Is the generation these days are getting somehow tired, and that is why you see men, some young boys telling you, "I don't want to get married anymore," because women are not ready to acknowledge the fact that I'm a man in the home. And no woman, no matter how you want to pull it, no matter the money a woman may have, you don't expect a man to come and be bowing down because you have money as a woman. Then
No
you
woman
expect that
wants a
man
man
to.
to bow down to
So
her.
so that is the body is the issue in the society today. That is the issue, and you know that
Yes,
as a
the
woman.
issue in the
So
society
you
today
can
is
have a you can
the
have the you can you there are different that your woman is successful, maybe more than the man, but the woman still acknowledge that this is my man. I have to give her my respect. I think a man that has understanding needs to acknowledge that. No, after all, everyone wants his family. As far as both of you are one, the family can progress from any angle.
Can I ask royalty
Do you
something?
understand?
Um, do you that do you find okay? I'm trying to put the question properly. Um, don't you value the idea of passing on your hard work to your children, family, or at least within your own group versus
Including your
other
home.
people inheriting it? Yes.
I do. I do. And you know why I'm able to think like that is because I'm able to, like, I can think that way because I'm able to have kids. You know, there are women that they don't have that option. So you know what, when we generalize things, I just want us to be very liberal when we see women. I don't want a situation where, okay, this woman doesn't have about 3 days ago, the panel, they were talking about some women they are one lane, meaning that if you don't marry at a certain age, your time has passed. Like that's not fair.
But they do have a point, though.
They do.
It may not be
There's no
fair,
point
but
in it.
that is the point I
Let's
made
go
earlier
back to the
on.
fact that not every woman is going to get married. Not every woman is going to have kids. So now, if you're now saying
Of course
that,
not. Yeah,
if
we're
we,
talking about the larger majority.
so let me ask you a question. Let me throw a question to you. Do you think that 100% of women are going to get married?
No, but you don't make
Exactly.
a rule
So
for
let's
the
be
minority. You
sympathetic
make a rule
towards
for the
those that are
majority.
not going to get married. Let's be sympathetic towards those, because, like I said, I believe
But,
in destiny. If it is not written in
but
your
you know,
destiny, no matter how you try.
most of the
Mhm.
situation of not getting married today, I can blame it on the character on our societies today,
Oh,
especially
please,
on our young ones.
don't open that book. You don't want to go there. Don't open that book. You don't want to go
Yeah,
there.
but
If you are talking about women character, women have better
I'm
characters
not saying
than men.
only women. No, I'm not saying only women. I'm
no,
saying both men and women.
let's not go see the area I wanted to touch on is where she said that they
Because
said it's good to get married early. Sorry, let me just let's just finish
is
one
what it
point
used to
first.
be before.
Let's finish one chain of thought. That's whether they should get married earlier. I actually think is something that we should become more aware of, conscious about. That like in the West now, I think women should be getting okay. Let's say they don't get married, but when people say marriage, they are talking about procreation too. They should procreate earlier so that later on in their life they can go and do
So
whatever they want
let
to
me
do.
ask you a question. If you have two women, they have the same characteristics, they look the same way, they look exactly the same way, they're going, one is a medical doctor and one is a secretary, they both look the same way, they both have the same attitude, which one are you going to pick?
Whichever one, because they are just the same.
So you have to make a choice. One, same people, same person, same. One is just a secretary, and one is a medical doctor. Which one are you gonna pick?
Okay, it depends on the one that suits me best.
There's
I
no,
guess.
it depends. Don't do that. Which one are you
Because
gonna pick?
you are trying to say I should pick the doctor because the doctor is more qualified, but that's not only the case. The doctor might be a total douchebag.
Hold on. We as human beings, we tend to go towards the shinier object. We tend to go towards what is going to make our lives better. If you pick the medical doctor, do you know how many years it takes to create a medical doctor?
Yeah, but
as opposed to how many years might be prettier. To create a, I'm saying they look the same. So there are some quality of women that you just don't find randomly. The ones that you can find randomly are there are some quality women that you just can't find them randomly. You don't expect to find a 25-year-old doctor. You understand what I mean? You don't expect to find you can easily get maybe a 25-year-old nurse. You don't expect to find a 25-year-old doctor. So that is why I said let's be sympathetic towards
But one can do a medicine later on now. There's no reason
why do I have to do it later on because I want to get married to you? Why do I have to
how about procreating?
Because I want to get married
having children.
That's why I said that women now we can now have the choice of I don't have to get married, I can have kids.
Yeah, okay.
This empowerment of women, to be honest with you, empowering new women takes away from men. Because
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't take away. It doesn't take away from men. No.
Men are not as valuable as they used to be anymore because now women are
The issue is this.
It frees men up. Men don't have obligations to do anything for anybody anymore.
This topic.
They don't have to cater to families anymore. They don't have to take care of anyone anymore.
No, it's because women have now decided to take destiny in their own hands. They've now decided that, you know what, I can be something outside of being somebody's wife.
But royalty.
But they didn't decide it. It's men that gave them the opportunity to do all these
things. Why will you say a man gave you opportunity?
No, because the men are the ones that
give no opportunity. We go and work for you.
Western men that crafted these things. This thing you are talking about.
Since the inception of
see how I say my own. See what I say my own. The issue is this: if you are a woman and you have come up of age, then you look yourself and you know you cannot obey a man. You don't go into marriage. That is a fact.
We're not talking about obeying men now. You don't have to obey a man. It's not that you don't have to obey a man. You just have to respect a man. It's not about obeying.
I'm saying the same.
I don't have to obey my man. I just have to.
He's also your Lord. He's also your Lord.
No,
I'm not exactly. See, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure our traditional people believe it the way you are making it, like the man is your Lord. I don't think the way, even when I was in Nigeria, I didn't see men lording it over women all over the place. And this is the thing. So women caricature our communities as if men are just lording it over them all over the place. That is not what I see on the ground in Nigeria.
That is the thing. But the issue is this. Nobody is stopping any woman from becoming anything she wants to be in life. But if you know that your ambition cannot help you or cannot make you to
everybody, hold on, please. Loyalty. Are you somehow westernized?
I'm not westernized. I love my traditional background. I believe in
but your rhetoric sound like westernized.
See, why is it that anything that will liberate us African we target as westernized? There are a lot of things that we are in Africa, we are no more in chains. We're not in physical chain anymore. We are in mental chain. A lot of the things
this is not liberal. What you consider freedom is not. That's the thing. I'm trying to wake you up to that truth.
There are a lot of things that we call tradition. We call it our tradition, our cultures. It's just us being. It's not the way it's supposed to be. We just hide under the tradition. Is the tradition? Is the culture? No, That's not the way we're supposed to be. We are not adults. I believe everybody this panel now, we are having kids. Imagine now that you have a daughter that, okay, imagine a man that has all 3 children are girls. Then somebody is going to tell you that your girls are supposed. That's why you now start seeing men are now fighting for women's equality. When it is now, it's now affecting them. But when it doesn't, when it's not affecting them, when they are doing it to somebody else's child, they don't see it as wrong until it starts affecting their own immediate family. Let's be general with this thing.
Okay, let me say this. I have daughters. Then when I'm training them now, I'm telling them that when you finish school, you become that and that, then you can know anything that a man can do. No, it's not like that. I equally tell you that even as you can acquire good education, have a good job, you still have to respect a man in his house. That's the proper way to train a girl child. So if you are telling me that I will train her, she becomes somebody, she start doing something, then I will not want her to get a good husband and also build a home. Then I'm not being fair to my daughter. You understand? Even as I'm applying that knowledge in you, wanting you to, maybe I might even like my daughters to finish university, everything about the academic in my, so that I'm sure that they have acquired everything that they want. Then a man comes to marry them. I now begin to tell them that if you go there, you have get everything, you have acquired education. Then now, if any the man does anyhow, you do anyhow. No, you must have to impart that moral in her to know how to obey a man. That she has all those things doesn't mean that.
Obey. Stop using the word obey. Women are not.
No, you must be loyal to your man. You must be loyal to your man.
Loyalty is different from obeying. You are using the language you are using seems to come across as condescending. Loyalty is different from obeying.
Women are supposed to respect. And
all of them are the same thing. All of them are the same thing. All of them.
Going to obey any man. You are not. Why
okay,
would I?
Okay, let me use the word. Okay, let me use the word. Which one do you want me to use?
Respect.
Which one do you want? Respect.
Yeah, you
so
can
what
be
submissive
to your man. Submission is even a better word.
Okay. Let me say it that way. Let me say it that way. If that one is offending you, okay, let me say that you have all the education, you have everything, then you go to your man's house. You have to submit. But that submission, do you know how you identify it? You submit to the will of the man. Yeah. So it's not enough to get a good education without having a good morals.
Submission is not something that you go and demand. Submission comes naturally when a man does his part. You can't.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
And what are the fundamentals that the man provides? Let me ask her. What do you see that the man provides that is essential for a marriage?
Somebody says something that a man is the head of the house, the woman is the neck. Generally, you expect a man that can lead. Nobody will. I'm not afraid to allow you to lead me, but I'm not going to leave my leadership to a blind person. I want to be able to see that you're making decisions from the right side of your head. You're not just going to use my life to boost your ego.
Okay, so the reason why I said that, sometimes this thing that we call you would like to describe as freedom. Remember, it is men that crafted it in the West and said that, okay, these are the things that we're going to do. Like if Saudi Arabia men say the women are going to wear burqa, that's what's going to happen. Afghanistan, they say they are not going to go to school. They're not going to go to school. The reason why that is because women generally are like, when they because they are involved in procreation, nurturing the community and all that, while the men go out and take all the risk out there. And when we say we don't need women, you have to be careful when you say that, because if men pull away their protection, then you meet the real nature. And let's see how we all survive as
protection. Can you expatiate what protection is?
Men offer protection in societies. That is the role of a man. They take the risk. And when we say women are suffering,
interject?
When we say, yeah, no worry, you come in very, very soon. When we say women, women are suffering, what we don't realize is that men are even suffering more. 40% of men historically go on to procreate. Maybe now a bit more, but women, 80% go on. So it means 60% of men die off without even making it to even procreating, because they take a lot of risk and they don't even get a chance to a woman to look their way at all.
The only reason men are not procreating is because they don't have wombs. if men could do it on their own, they will procreate.
But
The
no,
only
because they are
reason
doing
women
everything
are
to
the ones
protect
doing it,
women.
see, don't mix biology with it. The only reason women are the ones that seem that they are procreating is because biologically they are the only ones that can procreate.
So all those wars you see, what do you
America
think they're happening
right
for?
now, okay. So,
All those wars, men dying and killing each other for, what do you think they are
Please,
dying for?
everybody, hold on, please. Yeah, let's invite Rosie. Rosie, come in, please.
Yeah.
Then we'll get back to royalty. Yeah, Rosie, come in.
Yeah, good evening or good morning, everyone. I'm kind of
Good morning.
I slept off.
Salam alaikum.
Slept off, to the topic. To me, a different point of view. Of most women that most of them they must have experienced they must have some bad experiences along the way. And that will make them make up their mind and take decisions such as, oh, marriage is not important. No, I don't need a man or stuff. Because it's innate in a woman to grow up to want to marry a man that loves her and cherishes her and take care of her. And a man also, it's innate in a man to want to marry a woman that would respect him and they would live in peace and be able to raise a family. So in a home, the role of a man is very important. Also, the role of a woman is very important. Each one have their various roles. But sometimes there might be a situation whereby maybe the woman is earning more, and then they can decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to be staying home while you go out and provide. But still, because I know, like in my husband's company, my husband works in oil and gas. There are some women up there in the top ladder that their men don't work. They just decided, okay, she's earning so much, and the man decided, okay, we don't want both of us to be out there making money and leave the kids to be raised by the daycare centers or other people.
Rosie, 1 second, please. I'm not cutting you off, but I just want to say that, please, can everybody just give me the floor when you're done talking? I have something that I really want to say to what you just said.
Okay, so this way, the woman, when she comes home, there is still roles that she plays. She's not going to lord over her husband and say, oh, because I'm the breadwinner now, you have to, you have to be under me or something. So, and then the Bible also recognizes a man as the head of the family. The woman is supposed to be loved by the man, and the woman is supposed to respect her husband. When you respect, it doesn't mean you are a fool or you are losing yourself as a human being. It just means that, you regard your man, and then if there are certain things you don't agree, you sit down, you talk about it, and a reasonable man would listen to you. It's not going to be like, oh no, I'm the head of the house. If he loves you, most of the time, the thing is that one thing about marriage is this: if a man really loves a woman, the man is the head of the house. But I'm telling you the truth, that woman is controlling the man. The man still thinks, oh, I'm the head of the house. But there is a way the woman would handle the man with love and respect that the man wouldn't even know that he has lost control, that the woman is in control. So at times, it's just good to be diplomatic in everything we do, just to recognize that, like, if a woman is there, in, in most societies, an unmarried woman is looked down upon. The society has not yet come up to advance to that level that, oh no, that, because even at your place of work, once somebody knows, oh, are you married? Oh yeah, okay, you have an extra respect than when they say, oh, she's not married. Okay, other men even will look down on you. They would think, you are like a loser, or you are not, that's, I don't know how to say it. But if a man is not married, the society
Rosie,
don't look down. Yeah.
Rosie, should we send royalty back to Nigeria? Maybe you should go and live there for 10 years so that the
No.
westernized.
Even in Nigeria, no. Even in
I'm just
Nigeria, there are
joking. Yeah.
people. I told you my niece right now. She and her friends, because they are financially buoyant, they are doing fine. They feel they don't need a man. What do they? If they want to ready, they just have a kid or two, because most marriages don't work. So what's the point of going into marriage when they know at the end of the day the man is going to be running around with little girls after some time and will leave them at home? So most of them just decide, okay, they're just going to have kids and just live their life. But at the end of the day, some of them that make that decisions, they get lonely, because it's innate in a woman to have to be in a family that there is a man and their children and a whole complete family. A woman alone with children.
And those end up being promiscuous, isn't it?
Oh
What?
Lord. Oh
The
Lord.
children.
Please,
They
And
end
come
up
on.
and one thing,
promiscuous.
no,
Come on.
not
There
being,
are
no,
married
not
women that are promiscuous
that.
too. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. Look, in the home, there is something in psychology. Male children look up to their father as their role model. Female children look up to their mom as their role model. Are growing up. That's the base. That's the basic. And that is why you see in society today, like in America, the reason why you have a lot of issues is that this problem is starting from the home. Most often, single women are the one raising kids. The male children have no father, no good role model. The woman most often might not be able to handle him. But in a situation where you have a sensible man, a reasonable man that is in the house, is the head of the house, he knows his role to play. Most of the time, not that they don't have children that get wayward and get out of hand, but at times you see the children, they come out better. It's not that single women don't raise kids to come out well, but most often there is that void in men that grew up in homes without a father. They have that
Yeah,
void. And
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
it's also like in a home whereby there's a divorce, the mother has gone off and left the children for the dad. That there is a void in the female children too, because there is no mother. There is that void in them. So I think the way the Bible, I'm viewing this from a Christian point of view. So maybe that's why I'm different. The Bible has made it that the head of the house is the man. And when the Bible says the man is the head, that I mean, it laid some examples that Sarah even called her husband my Lord, my Lord. It does not mean the man is the king, the woman is the servant. No, it means I'm taking you to be my head and I expect you to do the right things. And when sometimes things don't go the right way, we can sit together and talk about it. But for the fact that you are my Lord, if I take care of you and I do the right thing, I might even be controlling the house without you knowing. Like for me, for instance, my husband, when I came, I wasn't working, I was a stay-home mom. And he was the full provider. I find out that just because of our relationship, even when he's at work, if he wants to make a decision, he will call me. Oh, my wife, do you know there's a trip that is coming up? What do you think? Do you think uh, we talk about it. Even sometimes when he wants to take a position at his job, he will tell me, oh, this position is coming up. What do you think about it? We'll talk about it. So I find out that most of the decisions that we are
Hello,
making.
how are you? Hello,
Hello? Can you hear me?
hello.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear you.
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go
Yeah.
on.
So
I
I
wanted to
find
ask you.
so I
Sorry, I wanted
find
to ask you. Can man and woman be equal? This inequality. Yeah.
okay, wait, let me just
I
complete
can,
this and then I'll
yeah.
answer that question. So I find out that even though my husband is the head of the house, most of the decisions he was making, I was the one I don't know how to say it, like he he takes my advice and does it. And certain things I would say, no, I don't want this. He would listen to me. So I now find out that, oh, I'm even the one in control without him knowing. You understand? And then
Rosie,
yeah.
see, from everything that you said, I feel like you the things you said tonight.
Mhm.
Yesterday I mentioned the fact that let couple do whatever works for them. I remember when I said a man can stay at home and the woman would decide to go to work. They said Beudani men. That's the same thing.
Situation.
Let me go. Let me finish. That's the same thing you've said tonight. If you just said it in a more calm, manner, because the same thing you said tonight, same thing I said last night, is that let's generalize. Don't let's say that because this is how we want to see it, because this is what the society has taught us, this is what it's supposed to be. Different strokes for different folks. Let people do whatever works for you. You see that pattern that you say you're using in your household. It's because that is what your household needs. That is why it is working. There are households that they will do the same thing and everything will go into shambles.
That's why I'm saying if the man is reasonable, sometimes in life, you have a reasonable woman, you have an unreasonable man. You have a reasonable man, you have an unreasonable woman. But if the both are reasonable, they will want to make it work. But you don't want to have the situation whereby, the man is working and working and working, and the woman is like, yes, this is, I don't know how to explain. It's like she's not reasonable.
I want to answer the question that someone asked if men and women are equal. I think we kind of dabbled into this a little bit.
Let me answer
men
that.
And women, we cannot say men and women are equal.
Look,
even biologically, men and women are not equal. Men are stronger than women. Men are stronger than women physically. And there are things that men can do that women cannot do. But when we say equality, equality is take out gender, see us as human beings.
Of course.
The only thing that differentiates a man from a woman is our gender. When you take out the gender, we are all equal.
Okay, if women
are meant to be smart.
When we
take out gender.
No, you see, when we talk about equality, before God, we are all equal. You understand? Nobody, a man, a woman, rich or poor, we are all equal before God. But in relationship, when we talk about biologically, to me, that's my opinion. Maybe because I'm viewing it from a Christian background, so I might be biased. For me, a man is. A man and a woman is not equal. A woman, where was a woman taken from? It was taken from a man.
Please.
A man.
Please, let's not.
No, that's why. Listen, did you get what I said?
On that pillar.
Listen, I am saying I am viewing this. No,
in my own opinion.
No, let me finish.
Women are the
Royalty,
dominant gender.
Royalty, let me finish. I said, in my opinion, I might be I'm saying that's maybe because of my background. From the spiritual level, I'm looking at it from the Bible level. You understand what I'm saying? That's my opinion, that a woman is taken from a man. Adam was the original creation. A woman was taken from him. That is why they said woman. A woman is a byproduct of a man. The woman came out of a man.
To be frank, let me just make my own point.
I'm saying this from the Bible point of view.
No, I get what you're saying. Can I just
from
add
the
something
Bible
quickly?
point of view? That's my way of reasoning. You understand? It doesn't mean it's right, but
let me.
No, I know Royalty feels strongly about that. I think for me, I believe that both are. You have to be careful when we say equality, because we have to specify what we are.
That's why I said before God. Before God,
yeah, that's before God. But I believe that both genders are equally important, but different. I don't think you can. It's not realistic to say they are equal. You can't be equal in strength, but they might be equal in other characteristics or different. And women are more powerful in some. Men cannot procreate. Men cannot, reason the way women reason.
But me, even though they are not equal, they both complement each other.
That is my point.
They complement. It doesn't
we're not even talking about complementary.
It doesn't mean that the woman
we're putting both genders.
But let me say, but a woman, I think a woman is meant to complete the life of a man to an extent.
We are meant to complete each other. Okay, let me add this one. Biologically, if you look at it biologically, let me just add this. If you look at it biologically, you can actually argue that men are basically appendages of women. genetically too, the woman's this in genetic information actually contains more data than that of the men. So if you look at like they say the lions and the way the lions operate, the women are the ones that maintain the community. The men come in, go away, come in, go away. Their job is to protect, procreate, and then they defend the community and die. And then the women carry on this in the bloodline. So we have to be careful, because you have to look at nature. The nature is telling you what is actually happening. And for me, women, okay, let's say women can only have about. Let me just explain biologically what is going on.
Wait,
women can have 10 children.
Oh, everybody, hold on, please. If you are talking on each other, nobody is listening to us. So let's two Nigerians then. Our two
so like I'm saying, biologically, when you want to talk about biologically, women.
Said, let me finish.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Then you guys answer him. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So so women generally, if you look at it, they generally can have maybe 9, 10, 15 children at most, one woman, but the man can have up to 50 if they want to. So biologically, you can see that individual woman is more valuable for the survival of the species, because they can procreate less amount of people. While a man, you can keep, if you have 10, you can risk 8 of them. 2 can remain and still procreate. So you can see that biologically, women are more precious. And besides, when they have they're about to have children, 6 months, they are basically disabled. They can't function in an aggressive world. So hence, men have to form a kind of ring around them to protect them. In other words, to so that their own children, the man's children, will survive into the future. So if you look at it, the way society and we operate as a living entity, it's almost as if men are like appendages of the women. We go out, protect them, do everything, bring food back home, and they procreate. So both sides are serving each other. It's not this thing where we just say, oh, one is superior to the other. The reason why most men say men should be in charge is just the reason why you give your driver the key to go and drive it to somewhere. Somebody needs to be in charge, because the men are the ones that are going out there to go and take the risk, chart the paths, fight the wars, all those sort of things to expand. This is why men create nations.
Men are in charge because even the Bible suppresses women. In the Bible, it's all about men. From this,
but remember, the same Bible said the first man.
You cannot say the Bible is suppressing women.
The Bible suppresses women. The Bible suppresses women.
Yeah, there's some truth there. I have to admit there's some truth there.
The Bible suppresses women.
No, it doesn't.
I was born in a. I was born in a Muslim.
The Bible doesn't suppress. Can I say something?
Women.
Look at Sarah. Even though Sarah was calling Abraham my Lord, when Abraham couldn't have kids, what did she do? She said, "Go in with my maid."
That couldn't have kids. Wasn't it Sarah that couldn't have kids?
But after she was done, she told Abraham, "You need to kick her out," and Abraham did. It doesn't suppress a woman. It depends on how she plays her role.
Rosie, I think you are from the generation of men pleasers, so I can understand why you think like that. The Bible,
but you have to please your man now. As a woman, it's your obligation to please your man. Is anything bad in pleasing your man?
No, there's a difference when
you both please each other. You understand?
You both please each other now. And let me say this. I thank Rosie for everything he has said.
If a man wants to be happy, he has to make a woman happy. Then you will be happy.
That's the thing.
If you want to be happy in your home, you make your woman happy. You'll be happy. You have a peaceful home. But if you don't make her happy, that home will be hell for you. You'll be running out all the time.
Rosie,
but to
women have been suppressed.
Like I said,
women have been made to believe that they need a man. Women have been made to believe that they are not physically strong enough. Women have been made to believe that it is just, they've been made to believe that a man is the head of the family, a man is this, a man is that, a man is that.
But the issue is this: because every woman wants to have a happy home, right?
Let me
that women are more valuable, though.
It's not even about valuable.
Every woman wants to have a happy home.
I'm going to say this to everybody. Me as a person, I feel like the women we are the more dominant gender. We just there's something in Yoruba language where if you have twins, they will say that the Kehinde allow the Taye coming first. That's how I see how women are. Like we just give it to men. We just
What
allow
does
the men.
dominant mean?
Royalty,
What do you
let
mean
me
by
ask
dominant?
Royalty, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You are a single mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your heart of heart, don't you want to be happily married?
In my heart of heart, I wish to be happily married.
Okay.
But
If you
then
come,
let me now
okay,
tell you something let me tell you something.
okay.
I used to be
Let
this.
her land now. Or wait, if she's trying to point you to one direction, let her land. Then you can push back. Rosie,
Yeah,
go
I'm
on,
not.
Rosie.
Yeah. Okay. Now, in your heart of heart, you want to be happily married. So if you come across a man now that comes, woos you, comes along, loves you, cherishes you, treats you like you want to be treated, a man treats you like a queen, makes you happy, won't you settle down and get married?
I will.
Yeah. Won't you want to raise your children where there is a man, the two of you come live together in peace and harmony?
If that is an option, I'll take it.
That's what I'm saying. But along the
See,
line, most often what happens is some women get disillusioned in marriage because of a bitter experience. One thing or the other would have happened in their life one way, and they decide, you know what? I don't want to deal with this anymore. I would rather be on my own. But if a woman meets a man that really loves her and takes care of her and makes her happy, of course, you want to remain married, right?
back to the whole basis of this conversation was a video about a woman that was begging to get married. She wants a man. So the whole basis of this
That one has mental issues. I don't think
so the
she's
whole
sane.
basis of this whole conversation is marriage doesn't define us as women.
No,
Having
it
children
doesn't.
doesn't define us as women. I
No,
would
it
love
doesn't.
I would like a situation where in my own situation, let me just say it out there, marriage was more like, for me, was like handcuffs in my hands. I
That's what
needed
I'm
to get out.
saying. That's why I'm
That
saying
was
that you had a bitter experience. But if
not
you
a
had
bitter experience. I just realized that I was raised by typical Yoruba Muslim family where they will tell you that women are supposed to be this. So I went into that relationship thinking that I have a Messiah that is following, that is in front of me, and he has to lead me. And getting into the whole relationship, I'm looking like, no, you can't lead me. You're not even close to. If we're supposed to put an hierarchy to this, if I'm number one, you probably be number 17.
But wait, so please don't be mad, Royalty. What if this person that came into your life was somebody that was more reasonable, make the right decisions?
I'm not anti-men. I'm not saying I've never said that women don't need men. No. I'm not anti-men. If anything, I believe in relationships. I believe in love and all of that.
Okay,
I'm not
wonderful.
anti-men. What
Wonderful.
I don't want a situation where you having a man would define you, or you having children would define you.
Actually, you like it or not, it might actually
would
define
not
you.
get married.
But the thing is
Some
that,
of
look,
us
it shouldn't.
women would not have children.
Of course,
Some
not
of us
everybody will
women will
marry.
not get married. So
Yes.
let's be sympathetic to those people that would not get married, and not now generalize that the value of a woman is if you have a man, if you are under a man's shoes. No.
No, what I'm just saying, it's not the value.
Has
It's
society
not
ever
the
said
value
that? I
of a
don't know
woman. It's not
why
the value
she's
of a woman.
making it
I'm
sound as
just.
if society said that. I
I'm not
don't know whether
saying it's the
society ever
value.
said women need to marry to a man to have an identity.
Society say that yesterday on this panel, no, not yesterday, 2 or 3 nights ago on this panel, you guys said that some women are they give them one name because they are
Okay,
not
they
married.
said they want Ilele.
Well, not everybody will get married.
Yeah, but they call men all
There are
kinds
a
of
lot
names.
of good
When they call you
women
bad
that,
demons and all
yes,
kinds of stuff,
there are a lot of
they
good
call men
women
all
that
kinds
are
of
just
names too.
unfortunate
Yes.
they are just unfortunate because that's what their destiny, that's what their that's their
It
destiny.
didn't work.
They are
Yeah,
not
you
going
are
to get
right.
married.
You are right.
There are a lot of women that
But
you
it's
look at them
unfortunate.
that, oh, this person can actually be a good
A
wife.
good wife. Yeah,
But
but she didn't meet the right
there are
man.
just no opportunities to
Yeah.
there's just no
You
opportunity
are
to get
right.
married.
But
So
the sad thing is that
don't let
but
us
royalty, the sad
yeah.
thing is that in society, most often, even here in this society, they still look down on unmarried women. That
Because
stigma
the
is there.
society suppresses women.
It
You
doesn't
whether you
now
want to
because you
believe it
have the
or
I
not,
equal
think
opportunities.
you are coming
society
across as a
suppresses
gender
women.
supremacist. You always
I'm
keep
not a
acting as
gender
if
supremacist.
because you are not seeing the sacrifices the men make. You need to pay attention closely
We're not
because you
talking
only see what women go through. You don't see what men go through.
That is what I told. That is what I told her
when
at the
you talk
initial
like
stage.
that,
That is what I told her at the
You are
initial
seeing only
stage.
one side of the
when
picture.
you talk like,
And
see,
there is what I told her. There is
why
what I
we're not
told her.
making. Let me tell
Hey,
you why we're not
please,
making
please,
heads.
hold on.
You never talk about
Everybody,
the
hold
troubles
on,
men go
please.
through. You only talk about the troubles
Everybody,
women
We're
go
not
hold,
through.
talking
including
about
you.
men right now. Don't deviate from.
Everybody, hold on, please. Please. If you are talking on each other, nobody is hearing us. So if somebody wants to interject and you see they are not giving you space, let them land, then you can come in. So let's start from your reality. Yeah, thank you.
So to Nigeria, we're not talking about men. Don't make it a woman versus women, because if you're saying that, what
When
about
you say
what?
women are being oppressed, are you
Let
not
me get
referring
that
to
cross my
men?
friend. When you are now saying that, what about the sacrifices men make? We are now leaving the main focus of our conversation to now go and start talking about men. Well, let's put men at the back end this time around. Let's talk about women, how women are being suppressed. That's
But by whom? By dogs? Is it not
society
men?
suppresses women.
Who is society?
Society in general.
Men.
Rosie just made a
That's
point
what you are
now that
referring to.
if you're not married, some men will not respect you because they'll look at you, they'll look down on you. Why? Do
See,
they look down on men that are not married?
you can't eat your cake and have it. You can't criticize men and say you should not. Somebody should not say that. You should also look at the men. If you say society, I know you are referring to men.
Society. We're not even. It's not. Rosie is a woman. She's been talking for men all along. Society in general, women will make fun of women that are not married.
For
No,
men.
Rosie, don't come in yet. Women make fun of women that are not married. Men make fun of women that are not married because.
But do you know why? Have you ever bothered to ask yourself why?
Women, because that is what. Okay, if you're asking yourself why, now let's ask the question: why do we consider men the head?
I just gave you a reason.
No.
When you give your driver to drive the car,
that law that okay, men are the head and women cannot be the head. It's because of how we are conditioned. The Bible suppresses women. The Bible lets us believe that women are the head of the family and women are supposed to every religion.
I don't subscribe entirely to
Bible.
how the Bible describes.
Royalties, please. Please let me ask this question. I want you to be truthful. Can there be two captains in the ship? Can there be two captains in the ship?
The ship is gonna crash.
Well,
Can you hear me?
There can't be two captains in the ship. We have already accepted that. I was the first one to say that.
Are you sure?
I was the first one to say that. When we're talking about feminism, I was the one first.
You seem to be paying lip service to it, actually, but in reality, you are against it.
I'm not against it.
Please, can I interject?
Let me finish. I'm not against it. Me as a person, I don't want to be with a man that I can't be submissive to. It's going to be very boring for me.
Fair point.
It's not.
Nobody is asking you to do that.
For me. I need to be with a man that can tame me. That's the only way my relationship can
They
work.
don't need to tame you. They just need to
when you
make themselves worthy.
use the word tame, you sound like you are wild and you want a man to tame you. Why should a man tame you?
Men see women like me as
Why would
wild.
a man tame
Oh,
you?
come on. No. I see, that is not it.
As me as wild. The traditional African men, they frown upon women like me. they think like, eléyìí ò lè jókòó síbi kan, eléyìí ò lè gbọ́ràn. That if we want to be honest with ourselves, men see women like me as wild. So me is just my own personal preference. If I want to be with a man, I have to a little bit of that fear factor. That's the only way you can tame me. That's where I can only look at you like, okay, daddy, let's get this going. I cannot be with I consider myself an alpha female. The only person that can take me is an alpha male. Case closed.
See, that's a fair point, isn't it? And there are a lot of alpha males out there.
Please,
so
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, for me, like royalty, you are saying I'm a man pleaser. I'm standing up for men. I am telling you, that's not true. You get what I'm saying? For me, I think there are certain things as a woman. For marriages to work, it takes both parties.
Of course.
If you go into marriage with the mindset that, oh my God, no way, I'm gonna grow this home, I'm gonna be the head of this home, and if you come to meet a stubborn man, that marriage is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But you see, there are some relationships that the man,
and men are mostly stubborn.
yeah, it's not going to work. But there's a way you can control a man. The man doesn't even know you are the one controlling him. Royalty, I'm
Why do
telling
you
you
want
the
to control
truth.
your see?
Listen,
See, I understand all you see all these things you say.
That's the
All these
power of
things
a
you say,
woman.
all these
The
things
man
you
would
say
not
is
know. The man would not know that you are the one calling the show, but you won't rub it in his nose. You will not
see,
rub it. You
I
will be
understand
subtle.
every part of
Royalty,
what you're
believe me,
saying.
you'll be subtle with it. But you are the one in control. The man doesn't know. But when you come gra in the front of his friends and you come and show your chest, yes, Emire, Kilode,
So okay, now let me now ask you a question, Rosie.
Okay,
The man
let me tell you
because
let me
that is
tell you let me tell you how
man's
they say it in my side. Let me tell you how they say it in my side. They say that a woman that knows the heart of the husband is just like he's using juju on the man.
That is what I am telling you.
That is an adage in Igbo land. He said that
is true.
a woman that knows the heart of the husband is just like, so people will be seeing that man, that this woman is using juju on the man, and that
you
is
are
how
very
you see it.
right. You are very right. Look at my husband. My husband is a very tough man. Very tough. Look, when the mom came, the mom was telling me, Rose, báwo ló ṣe ṣe? Pé nítorí, Ṣọlá, ẹran líle ni. But wo bó ṣe wá rọ̀ náà. You understand? Because once you know your man and you know his likes, you know what to make him happy. Ló bá tán, you would be in control without you in a very subtle manner. You don't show it to him. Most of the time he will come to you. This is what I want to do. What do you think? Okay, I want to send to some amount money home. How much do you think I should do? This. You see, you are the one calling the show, but he doesn't know. But you won't let him know.
In other words, just service a man's ego. That's how you
is it, and then you are controlling
service
him.
a man's ego.
But you are then at the end of the day, you are the one in control.
That's
but
why he's the man now.
But if royalty, I'm telling you, that's one of the secrets. But if you show to him that me, I'm in power, but just do as if
I'm not against everything you're saying.
So I'm telling
there are
you,
some
that
men.
way it works.
There are men that are worth what you're saying.
That's why I'm saying if it's a reasonable man,
this effort that you're talking about.
If it's a reasonable man.
There are men that are worth this effort that you're talking about. If you find the one that is worth it, nobody will teach you what to do. You will figure it out.
That's what I'm saying. If it's a reasonable man,
find the one that is worth it. We're not even
many people, many women still see the man, but they feel maybe to take advice from their friends and they treat their home the way they like. So it's also applicable to women. Many women get the type of man that I have to treat that way, but due to the influence in the society, the type of thing going in the society, they choose to take advice from their colleagues, their fellow women, you see,
sometimes these colleagues, royalty, sometimes some women don't say the truth. What their husband is not doing, they'll be lying. Hey, my husband did this for me. Whereas the other woman that doesn't know, she will go home and be fighting the man, not knowing that it's a lie. You get what I'm saying? But once you understand your man and he understands you, the two of you can live. It's not that you won't have misunderstanding, no. Misunderstandings will come, but you'll be able to sort it within yourselves. You'll be able to handle situations. You don't need to be running and calling Taye and Kehinde to come and intervene when you have matters arising. You get what I'm saying? But there is a way. You will let the man seem like he's in control, but indirectly you are the one. Because once you pet him, you let him, you make him happy. Lobaton, he will make you happy too. That's a reasonable man. No? If he wants to make major decisions, he would get you involved. Even if the family is coming against you, he will stand by you. He will
Yeah,
keep
this
his ground.
conversation has turned around from where we started. It has really turned around from where we started. Me, to each is their own. Whatever rocks anybody's boat when it comes to how to keep their men, that works. But what we were really talking about was what I really wanted to point out was the part where we say what's his name? True Nigeria was asking me a question about how like the question I asked was where did we get this? The man is the head and the woman is supposed to follow from. A lot of us, we take that from the Bible. So when I say that society has really suppressed women from everything around us has made women to look like the lesser gender.
But for me, I don't feel suppressed though. I don't feel suppressed in any way. I'm telling you. It depends on the way you look at it. I don't feel suppressed.
So this rule that a man is supposed to be the head, where did it come from?
That like I told you, it's in the Bible. That's why I'm saying my own. I'm saying I'm basing my belief.
Is the woman supposed to be the head before?
The Bible says the woman. The Bible says the head of the man is the head of the woman. Christ is the head of the church. The man is the head of the woman. The Bible says the man to love your wife, and then the woman to be submissive. Yeah, the woman, because if you love a woman, you don't want to hurt her. You don't want to turn around and be carrying girls from the center to left and she's hearing stories. You don't want to hurt her feelings. When she's sick, you are there with her. When she's, if she has issues, you are there. And then the woman will turn around and respect you. And my husband loves me. It's like it takes both hands to wash the hands, to make it clean. And like the Yoruba says that, Oko, Lade, Obuni, you understand? Your husband is like a crown on your head. He gives you honor. And then the husband too. But when the society has made it in a way
the women that don't have husbands, they don't have honor.
No, I'm not saying they don't. But
no. It's not their fault. It's not their fault that they don't have. But
so that was the whole basis of the conversation.
You have to. Even as a woman, you have to position yourself in a way that a man will see you to maybe thinking of settling down with you. You don't, even though it's not your fault that you are single. But there are some character you exhibit. You pose yourself in a way.
You've been trying to take us to that character place. Don't talk about character. Women are better people than men. We are better people than men. Women are more loyal than men. We treat people better than men do.
Look, men or women,
everybody hold on.
Has nothing to do with gender. I think it depends on the individual. Character, men.
If you look at the statistics of it, men are the ones that are really. Women are better than men.
But when you see, like you say, but why,
we are better than men. The only reason that a man would.
One after the other, please.
Wait, royalty. The Yoruba. The Yoruba adage. There's one Yoruba adage that says, "Obìnrin only kò really ọkọ gbé ó ní òun ò lórí ọkọ."
Obìnrin sọ̀wà nù.
All those things are suppressing women. Those are all those adages, all those things, all those traditions.
Sometimes it does happen.
Women are supposed to take men's bullshit because we want to remain in men's house.
One after the other, please. One after the other, please.
Royalty sometimes you see there are some good men, but the women are crazy. They misbehave, they run around. Also, there are some good women, but the men they come across are crazy. You get what I'm saying? But if a woman
coming on, please send her the link. She just asked for the link.
But if a woman
The,
keeps
la-
marrying,
the house is, I will, yeah. The
you
house
said
is
what?
full, but I will say,
Yeah.
moreover, yeah, that's
So
all. Go on.
what I'm saying, what I'm saying is that just like you have bad characters in men, you have bad characters in women. But for a woman, most of the time, this ego thing, we have to kind of reduce our ego. If for I mean, I don't know how to say it, but when you are
Why
saying
do
that
we, is
a
there
woman
anything we
that
ask
you
men
prefer
to
a man,
reduce in order
when
to
you
be
are
able to stay with women? That is suppressing women.
that
Is there
is look,
anything you
that's
will
why I'm
tell
telling
a
you,
man that go and
it
reduce this
depends.
thing so that we can be stay? You have to reduce your character. You have to do this. A woman
No,
cannot be
it's
too
not
successful.
that
You make
now.
everything
It depends
just
on how you
suppressing women
feel.
down, all in the name of you
I
want to
don't
get
feel
married.
suppressed. Look, I've been married for
It's
like what?
suppressing. It's
I got married
suppressing. It's
1996.
suppressing.
Up till now,
You
I'm
have
still
to
married.
reduce your
I'm
character.
happy in my
Men,
marriage. I don't feel suppressed.
you might be happy about your marriage. We're not using you as the case study.
No, I'm
We're
just
talking
saying
about
that I don't feel
we're
suppressed
talking
when you are
about in
saying women
general
are
terms. I do
suppressed.
see. We're talking about in
Oh,
general terms.
royalty.
There's so many things
I love your
I
voice,
love you
royalty.
too. Don't worry. I came here because of you.
I love your voice.
I love you
But
too.
Two
Yami,
against
I
one.
love you.
Two
Don't worry.
against one.
Without
I
Two
came
against
here
one.
because of you.
I don't feel suppressed.
I am
Rosie,
here to give you the confidence that you need.
We are supposed to
can you hear
suppress
me?
our behavior.
Royalty.
We're not supposed to
Can
be
you hear me,
successful.
royalty?
Ma,
Royalty,
what
I'm
did you
here
say?
to give you that confidence. Don't let
Okay,
anybody
ma.
suppress you with the Bible. They
You know,
use the Bible to
exactly.
suppress. So don't let them use the Bible to
What's
suppress
this
you.
ruckus?
It depends on your point of view.
I'm
That's
here
my
to
point of
support
view.
you. I'm here to support you.
Women
So
are
don't let them
supposed to
put you
suppress
down.
ourselves.
Everybody, hold on, please. Hold on, please. Duxie, are you
Yes,
two
ma'am.
against one now? You put
No,
Rosie in
I
the
don't
mix.
like when Christian women start talking as if they're on top of the world because they're married successfully. Then somebody said she's single, you're still talking about marriage? Marriage is not important. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Yes, it is a beautiful thing when you see a man that is reasonable, that loves you,
But
that
Duxie, you
cares
are
for
You
you.
know
married.
what I said?
So, yes,
You know
I
what
am
I
married.
said?
I've been married
I
for the
said
past
every
23
woman
years
wants
because
a man that will love
the
and
man I'm
cherish
married
her.
to is reasonable.
One
He's a
after
good
the
Not
man.
other, please.
maltreated.
He's a matured
Hold
man.
on.
No
So
Everybody,
if
woman
somebody is
wants
saying she's
no
single,
woman
don't
wants
put
to
her
be
down.
maltreated.
Please, don't do that. Don't put her
And no
down.
woman
everybody,
wants to
But
be
She's single for
maltreated.
a reason.
I said
No
something
woman,
before.
everybody.
once a
I
woman
said
meets a man that loves her,
if you are not ready to respect a man or to be
We're not
submit to
respecting.
bottom man,
Okay, respect. Okay, respect.
then
Can you
it's better
please,
you stay
everybody,
single. It's better you stay single. Nobody is going to fight that position with any woman. When you look yourself and you know this man I cannot be, it's better you stay single.
Kenneth, I said everybody hold on, including you. Please. We are talking on each other, please. Guys, stay out of this conversation. Let's leave the three ladies to handle this. Yes, Duxie just came in. Let's hear from
How
Duxie.
can you just leave it to only some people to start fighting each
For
other?
now, I said
How
for
can you take the
now.
men out now? How can you take the men out?
The request.
It's not well.
Thomas, let them stay. Let them stay. They can.
I know, but let's hear from
okay, please,
you.
can I clear this?
The only thing you need is
Yeah.
just to give them their time. We can only interject. We
Rosie,
will
you've
not.
been talking for the past 10
Can I
hours. Let
clear
me
this
just talk,
with
please.
Duxie?
Rosie, you've been talking. Let me talk, please.
No,
Let's
Duxie,
You've
can
been
I
talking
clear
for the
this?
past 10
Can I
hours.
clear
Let
this
me
with
talk.
you? Yeah, you're gonna talk. You just can. But please, can I clear this with you? I am
Yes,
saying
go on,
every
Rosie.
woman.
Then we have Duxie.
I'm saying every woman wants to be loved, wants to be cherished, wants to be appreciated, wants to be treated right. I'm not saying that any woman wants to be walked all over, wants to be abused, or wants to be mistreated. Once a man treats you right and respects you and honors you, of course, you will remain with him. But once you are being abused and you are being maltreated, of course, you don't want to stay in that relationship. So I'm not looking down on single women at all. I'm not. I'm just saying my point of view is from the Bible. That's why I believe that way. And in my marriage, I don't feel suppressed in any way whatsoever. Thank you.
Duxie, you have the floor.
Okay, now. So you see, Christian women, they are so proud. I can't even stand them. I'm sorry if anybody is a Christian over there. I can't stand them. You guys are too proud. People go through a lot in this life. That's one thing we should understand. So if something that works for you doesn't work for another woman, I think you should be there to support her. Don't come and tell me bullshit that you have to, obey your kinika. I don't know the Bible. I don't care about the Bible. So don't just come and start talking about the Bible to me. Let's just go about we being human first. Human being. You guys were talking about, I listened to your program today, the one you did yesterday. You talked about the gun violence in America. You guys didn't even talk about what really happened to those people that carries gun and shoot their fellow human beings. It comes from the family value. When a child is growing in a home, there is no peace. And the Christians are telling the woman, stay there, is your husband. For it, my law, then you start damaging the child,
you are blaming
the
Christianity
children.
for the rise in gun violence.
No, that's not what she's saying. She's saying that
The children, I'm telling you, if you listen to me, you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about.
Marriages that are based on religion.
No,
and you just listen. If you listen, you grab what I'm talking about. So I'm saying, all these people that carry guns around, you are not even asking why are they doing that. You don't even know why they're doing that. Because these are traumatized people from childhood. What happened to them? Because in their homes, various homes, they were not taken care of properly. Probably because their dad and their mom fights and shout on each other every day. So that's why these children grew up to be mean children, to be psychologically affected and mentally disabled. That is why they are like that. So now you're telling me if a woman is not so happy, comfortable in a marriage, she should stay and destroy the children she has in that relationship? Because of all these Christians, and I'm not exempting Muslims as well, because of all this religion, you guys, you just tell the woman to stay in that relationship. As long as you're married to the man. You're the one in control. Bullshit. Why should you be in control? I'm not a narcissistic individual. I don't want to be in control of any other human being. Let the person be in control of his life. Let me be in control of my life. We work things together. I've been married for the past 23 years. It's working well because we respect each other. Nobody's controlling anybody. We are both human beings that we respect each other. We come from our points of view, we put it together and it's working well. I've got 3 boys. Yeah, I've got 3 boys and they're grown-up boys. They're growing well. They don't have any psychological issues because I don't control my man. My man doesn't control me. If I talk like this, doesn't mean I control my mind. Because I can see in the comment section, some people are saying they don't like blah. Me, that's the way I am. I'm an Udo girl. But it doesn't mean I'm doing blah to my husband. And I can hear you, Rosie. Don't be too confrontational. I'm not confrontational. This is the way I am. I'm very respectful to my husband. My husband is very respectful to me. And this Bible that you guys carry around, you don't even know what's written there. Okay, let me tell you about the Bible if you want to go that way. The side, wife, love your husband. That's the first thing. Let's go there. If Thomas has the Bible, you can open it. So the love automatically begets respect. So you respect that man automatically because he loves you. So that's the way it is written in that holy Bible that they quote all the time. They don't even know what's inside the Bible. So the man shows you love. That's the automatic rule to the Christians. The guy shows you love, then you respect the man. It is automatic, but then you share with it. If the man can sacrifice, they said the man is going to love you as Christ loved the church. What did Christ do to the church? He died for the church, right? So if a man can die for you, are you listening very well, royalty? If a man can die for you, then you are not a mad woman. You will respect and lick that man's feet. Oh, garage.
But is that not what I'm saying all along?
That's what she said.
You understand what you are saying?
Because he loves you first, not respect. You're saying respect first, no, Rosie. That's not the order. Let's read that Bible verse. You love, husband, love your wife.
We are saying the same thing, but the way you are saying
we're not saying the same thing.
Like,
we're not saying the same thing. You've been talking about respect all along. No.
No, I'm not being saying. I said the Bible says the man should love the wife. I said the Bible says that Christ is the head of the church. The man is the head of the woman. The man should love his wife, and the wife would respect her husband. That's what I said. And once a man treats you right, a man honors you, a man respects you, a man does everything for you. Why are you not going to respect him? Why are you not going to love him back?
It is not
But if a
possible
man
for a man
treats
to
you,
love
but
you.
if a man
It is
treats you
just
like
the
crap,
way.
of course
Just
you are
because the
going to
Christ
rebel.
love the church. It's not possible. I'm not talking about small love here. I'm talking about a man laying his life down for a
That's
woman.
what I'm saying too.
That
That's
is
what
the
I'm
kind
saying.
of love. I'm not talking
If you
about
wa-
Peter kind of love or Nigerian kind of
That's
love.
what
I'm
I'm
talking
saying.
about the
If you
real
come
love here.
across a man
There
that
is
treats
no
you right,
way.
of course you would
There
stay.
is no
You'll be
way
happy in
the
that home.
woman will reciprocate. So if a woman is saying she's single, then there's a problem. There's something that didn't work in that marriage.
That is the
Rosie,
same thing I said. That most often
rise
is when
up,
women become
raise your head up,
disillusioned.
and use your confidence to rule this world. Nothing
Period.
do you, my sister. I want to see your picture. Your
I am
voice
not
is so
saying,
beautiful.
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
Why are
anything
you?
is
Why
wrong
are you?
with
You're acting as
reality.
if you are championing single parent homes.
Oh
Jesus,
I don't
no.
understand it.
that's not right.
You're trying to
I am not
encourage them to stay together because it leads to better outcome.
Can you just depart from this
Royalty,
conversation?
Because you are sounding like you're champion. You don't hear yourself. You are sounding like you're championing single parent homes.
Yes, I am. Because she tried marriage and it didn't work for her.
Royalty, did I talk down on you when I was talking?
You see
I
that there's
asked
a
you that
difference between saying
if you
you
come
settle for
and you meet
something
a man
and saying that's
that
what you should be
treats you right,
championing.
Can you just keep quiet for a while? Or Thomas, can you help me remove him so that I can have a conversation
if
with
you
Royalty?
meet a man that
If he doesn't
loves
want me
you
to talk.
and treats you right, would you not go into marriage? Did I not ask you? Did I look down on you when I was talking
No,
to you?
no. I think we're
So
getting
why
it
is
all
Dupsy
wrong.
coming up like talking like I was looking down at you and was disrespecting you? No, I said in the heart of every woman, she
Dupsy,
wants to be loved, she wants to be cherished, she wants to be treated like a queen.
nobody
If she
can
comes
see
across
me.
a man, so what are you talking about?
Let me say, Dupsy, see.
Yes, I'm listening to you,
I
darling.
am. Nobody can. When I got married really young, I decided to pick myself up, and I'm like, this is not for me. I'm not the domesticated woman. It's just not for me.
Doesn't matter. I'm not domesticated as well.
I'm a gangster in boardrooms. That's where I would rather spend my time. I'm a gangster in boardrooms. I'm best at making deals, building empires. Being a domesticated woman, being under a man, or not necessarily, I won't say being under a man, conforming to society is really not who I am. It wasn't. I just looked at myself one day. I'm like, you know what? This is. I wasn't created for this. I was created for bigger things. So I don't think there is anybody that can make me feel bad about my decision. Or if anybody's going to feel bad, I will be the one to feel bad about my decision. Nobody can make me feel bad about my decision. No, and she wasn't doing that. The whole basis of this conversation was there was a video that a woman was begging that she wanted to get married. So what I was trying to say was, a whole lot of us, a smaller percentage of the population of women are not going to get married. And now with the Gen Z or with the whole woke movement, maybe 60-40 of us, 40% of us might not get married. With the whole population thing, there are more women than men. Women are, there's a large number of women that are not going to get married, and a large number of women that are not going to have kids too. But what I was fighting for was, we don't have to make women that are not married or have kids.
Don't let them deceive you that a man is the crown.
That is an interesting question. Let me ask this now. Let me ask this. Let me ask this question. I'm asking a question. You can't just start shutting everybody down. I'm trying to ask a question. There's no need to be shouting.
Everybody, hold on. Dupsy, please calm it down. Please. I beg of you, please. I put both of you in the comment, the backstage. Just cool off. I'll bring you back. Yes, royalty. Yeah, just round up.
Yeah.
That's a woman. Thomas, can I address royalty?
Okay.
Yes, of course. Rational mind. Before you address I mistakenly blocked you on.
It's okay. I understand. No problem.
Networking me. I was trying to do something else. The thing just goes. So I can't unblock you, so I will tell one man to do that. Please, I'm very sorry. Yeah. Yes. Go on.
You mean me or royalty?
No, you can
Yeah,
go
yes,
on.
yes. Bro. Let's Rational Man come in. Let's Rational Man come in.
You see, royalty. I don't know how old you are, but then the way you sound young. I can understand your perspective on how you view things, and it's your view. I don't think anybody should. We can only try to like help you see things the other way. Which I think,
Man, hold on, please. I'm bringing Dupsy and two Nigeria back. Please, guys, let's calm it down, please. Thank you for.
yeah. So we're trying to see. I think the princess is Roxy is trying to help you see things differently. But I think you have a preconceived idea of what you know and what maybe you've experienced. But one thing you need to understand is, aside of Bible, one thing you understand is in the marriage dynamics. I know some people come here and champion feminism, which has really brought a lot of issues in many relationships. Many relationships has been torn apart by these feminist ideologies that has not really helped. And even today, there are so many people who were once feminists. They come to that realization that feminist is a cancer to relationship. But then if your idea of feminism is equal partnership, as some people will come on here and try to like sell to some other people that, yeah, it's partnership. No. If you say partnership in relationship, then then feminism or feminist or whatever you describe it, the idea will be defeated. Because you quite agree with me that if you say feminism or feminist, as they say it, is that everybody should be equal partnership. Then you as a woman, you have no right to be telling the man to go pick up the trash and throw it away. You don't tell the man what to do in his own house. That's partnership, right? So, but then what we're seeing, hold on. What has been observed with feminism is, or feminists, as a case call is, that they try to override the man. They are militant, like Dupe here sometimes talks, and that is not what. If you say you're a feminist and you say you want to equal partnership, you don't have to talk to a man like as if it's beneath you, and that is what the whole idea of feminism. So it's not compatible with relationship any way you look at it, because somebody has to lead. You have to follow the leading of a man. But then you said, I'm not talking about from Bible this time around. Let's put Bible aside, because I know some of you have issues with the Bible. But you need to understand that in relationship, it is just how nature designed it. Somebody has to take the lead. You have to follow the lead. That the man follows the lead of a woman, or the woman follows the lead of a man. But the way it's designed, it's been saying that if a man follows the lead of a man, it's always problematic. That is, if a man follows the lead of a woman, there's always problem in that relationship, because the way men are wired, no matter how simple thing that person is, no matter how simping the man might simp to a woman, it's just how nature designed it. At some point, if you try to emasculate him, he would fight back. The man will not want, because that's what feminism is all about. It's all about emasculation of a man.
No.
I don't know if you understand the meaning of the word emasculation.
I know the meaning of the word emasculation.
Because that's what feminism, because if the whole idea of feminism is, equal partnership. No, in the real sense of it, if you look at it, it is emasculating a man. And
not necessarily.
You said what?
Not necessarily. So let me give you this.
That's one thing you don't seem to understand the ramification of you don't seem to understand the ramification of this whole idea of feminism. That's what I'm saying to you. Let's forget the BS they sell to people. I mean, I took a course in college, communication. I did a lot of research and everything on that. I can tell you, if you want us to go into that, I'm just holding back from saying certain things in a way I would say that would sound offensive.
Rational mind, you know your problem.
Let me hear what you have to say.
You are too egocentric. That's your problem.
You don't just attack people. Let's just discuss the issue. I'm not attacking anybody here. I'm just talking about.
So rational mind. Let me say this. When we talked about feminism the other day, I said that the rules apply to every man but yours. I love a submissive relationship. I feel like I enjoy my relationships better when I'm submissive to my man. I just like being feminine. I like that feminine thing. I like to cater to my man and stuff like that. I like it. But with that being said, I still want to be treated as equals with my colleagues at work that are men. I still want to have the same right as other men. I can decide to be submissive to my own man. Not
please,
because
you are confusing it.
You are not confusing it. See, that is it.
Wait, let me ask you this.
See, hold on.
Can men
You men
and
cannot
women
explain what feminism is. You can only listen and learn what we want. You can't tell us what feminism is. It's just like me coming to a man and say, okay, let me tell you how to be a man. I can't tell you how to be a man. You can't tell us.
Nobody's trying to tell you. Hold on. I think you're like I said. I think you're confusing being feminine and being a feminist.
So feminist, I'm talking about.
You know the difference between being a feminine and being a feminist.
So a feminist. So even see, the rules don't apply to your husband. That's just what I want to say. It doesn't apply to your husband. If you expect your husband to pay the bills, do everything, like do what he's supposed to do as a man, then we'll not start talking about there are roles that are meant for men and there are roles that are meant for women. Inside of your house is a whole different ball game. People, a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. You're confusing it. You're confusing it. Let
me land the point.
Okay.
A lot of people they've used the word feminism they've used it to, in a way, they've used more of the cons than the pros. What the feminism stemmed from equality. It stems from women are being paid less than their male counterparts. That was where feminism started from. It started from women are not allowed to do some things in society, but men are allowed. That's what feminism started from. Some women now took it as far as taking it into their homes. There are some homes that you need to bring in feminism to, and there are some homes that you can take it. When a man is doing what he's supposed to do, what are you explaining feminism to him? He's doing what a man is supposed to do. You don't have to now go and there are some men that they suppress women to the point that women now have to start to find their voices with them. Men that they will do what they are supposed to do and they're still not suppressing you. They are treating you like the baby girl you are supposed to be. They are respecting you like the woman. They are making you feel like the woman you are supposed to be. So in my own opinion, feminism is for the ones that you are not having intimate relationship with. We are talking about the men. We are talking about equality in society. There are different rules for your homes. In the homes, there is no generalization of anything. Different strokes for different folks in their houses. We can't generalize and say this is what people should do in their homes. Your home is a personal space. But when it comes to the public space where other people come into play, I feel like women and men should be seen as equals. In your house, you can now decide what works for you.
Okay, now here you go now. So you see, that's why I said you are confusing it, but I think I understand what you're saying. The feminist or feminism you're talking about should be displayed at workplace, in the society, aside from your home. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So in your home, like you said, a woman should be submissive. Is that what you're saying?
If that's what works for your family, you can.
It works for your family.
But then there's some men that they like their women.
Hello, royalty. Let me just interject there.
Yeah.
So for you to be submissive is the simplest thing a normal woman can do. It's no big deal. But because of these men are egocentric, because they don't know how to take care of the women, because most of them are traumatized, they don't even know. You see, that is why I said a man shouldn't get married until. Please, I didn't interject you, Rational man.
Right.
Thomas, show me my boy.
Go on now.
So, most of them are traumatized, royalty. They don't even know how to treat a woman. Don't forget, the relationship our parents had wasn't healthy, wasn't a good example for most of those boys. So they don't even have an idea how to treat a woman. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I agree with you totally.
You understand? So that is why they will tell you are not submissive. They are not doing what they're Please, excuse me, let me talk, please. So they are always talking about submission when they don't even know how to love.
So
do you understand what I'm saying?
I feel like you cannot even demand submission. It's supposed to be given to you.
It is automatic. Even for women.
There you go. There you go. That's where the problem lies. You see,
I'm not a normal human being. I'm a rational mind. I came here because of royalty. I'm not here because of you, bro. Just mind your own business.
Having a conversation.
Everybody hold on. Everybody hold on, please. Doopsy, please. Tone down the tone. It's a conversation now. It's a conversation. Rational man can push back at you. Don't let the confrontation or take it personal. No. It's a conversation. So rational man can put back at you guys. So let's just make it work. Let's moderate that, please.
Okay, yeah, Thomas. So can I continue?
Yeah, continue, please.
Okay, Thomas. I don't want rational mind to. We are not friends, Thomas. That's why I don't want him to push back at me.
Well, why now? Why can't you be friends? Why now?
Thomas, why didn't you put them in timeout? They are arguing now because you were very quick to put me in timeout when I wasn't even arguing.
Oh no.
Thomas, please. Thomas,
just trying to ask a question and you put me in timeout.
Please, hold on, Thomas.
It's okay.
You understand? You are a man now. You can't fight with ladies. We should respect ladies. Hold on, Bartholomew. Hold on.
I just want to say good night, my brother. I know. I don't want to just.
Wait.
Little power, start manipulating it. It's not nice.
I'm not manipulating now. So like that, calm down now. Bartholomew, Doopsy, hold on, please. Bartholomew, you've been quiet. You should have come into the conversation. Yeah. Are you there, Bartholomew?
I want to come to the conversation, but too much of quarreling and too much fight. We're not gonna learn anything. I think we are here to learn.
I know. That's why I said everybody should calm down. Yes, you can come in now. Come in.
No, the only I would have liked to interject one or two things, but
yes, you can say it, sir. You are here. I'm giving you the floor. Just interject before you go.
Okay. Let me say one or two things so I can say good night, everybody, please.
Yeah, go on.
So my brothers and sisters, please, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. So I think we are here to learn, and we are here to here to listen to each other. I mean, we all are human beings, despite our religions, our tribes, and our countries where we're from. I believe that every man come from woman, and every woman should have brothers and sisters, and we all will have children and raise our children, and what we're gonna teach our children to learn tomorrow. At the end of the day, I don't believe that anyone bigger than anyone, but shouting and fighting and screaming and yelling is not gonna help anyone, because at the end of the day, after we shout finish, you are still on the ground, and I'm still on the ground. So let us accommodate our discussion, and let us learn from each other. And I hope we will understand and let the spirit of understanding invest in us. So thank you everybody, and have a blessed night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bartholomew. Thank you for that interjection. Yeah.
Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, thank you, Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a bit calmer now.
You're welcome.
No, you see, I heard Reality Voice yesterday. Today, I think you had that program today. Yesterday, and I just listened to it this morning. And as I listened to Reality Voice, Yeah, I heard it in the video. As I listened to her voice, I know your story already, because that is just the way I am. I know your story without you saying anything, without you talking to me at all, royalty. So you see, I feel, I don't know, I just felt so bad when I was listening to that conversation. When somebody tells you something, we have to be very, very, I think we have to be human first. Let me say this to you guys. Before picking Christianity, Islamic, Buddhist, or anything, human, we have to be human. How do you become a human being? You become a human being by empathizing. What is empathy? Empathy is you putting yourself in that person's position immediately. When you hear about somebody's predicament, you put yourself immediately in that person's position. That is the way to empathize. Then you feel the pain immediately in your body. This is what this person is going through. But because people have adopted Christianity, Islamic, Buddhist, or whatever, it makes them to feel big, you know. They feel big. As long as I'm serving God.
Can I ask you a question?
Can I interject? Can I interject?
You people have no, you see now, Thomas, they didn't even allow me to talk for 1 second.
No, I just want to interject. Please, can I interject, Dupsy?
That's okay.
Okay. Like I was saying earlier, when I was speaking about the issue, I was speaking with Royalty. I never looked down on her. Royalty, did I look down on you? Did I spoke to you in a condescending manner?
I don't want this forum to be like it's about my personal life.
No, because I just want to clear some points here now.
No. I just want to make it. I just want to make it clear that I'm very perfect.
Yeah, we were just discussing
I don't have any
generally.
issues, so I don't want it to look like maybe the
No,
story
it's
is
not.
about.
It's not your personal life, but
okay,
I just want to clear. It's not your personal life at all. I'm just like I wanted to clear some points because, like, I like to respect people. I don't want to look down on anyone. And when I was speaking with you, when we was discussing these issues, I did not speak like I was not empathetic or I was looking down on anyone. I was just airing my point of view. And then I was asking you some questions, right? I was like, every woman wants to be loved, wants to be cherished, wants to be treated right. And then when she meets a man that does that to her, of course, she will want to stay in a relationship. But if she's not finding the peace, the love, the respect she has, of course, she's not going to want to stay. And I was like, most times, most women that sometimes some bitter experience would disillusion a woman concerning marriage, concerning the other things. So we're just talking general. So that's the point I want to clear. Thank you.
Okay, so Royalty, I have a lot of things to say to you, but because I'm not that calm tonight, I don't know if I can get across to you easily for you to be able to understand me perfectly where I'm coming from. You see?
Can I say something to you? You see, you say something here, I think I might have to challenge you on that. You are kind of like championing some kind of things, and then you yourself, and then you are telling people to be single. I don't even get that.
I'm not telling anybody to be single, but circumstances,
that's what everybody's getting from your
circumstances, man, you're single. Don't put that person down. That's my point.
Yeah, so I think what she's
circumstances, man, you're single.
Yeah, you need to express it in a way that it seems like you're not being.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to express. I was annoyed when I was coming in, and I'm trying to be calmer so that you guys can understand me perfectly. I'm not championing single, but I support them totally because me, if I call anybody daru, the society is not sane because a lot of people have gone through trauma.
So why is the society not sane?
Because a lot of people are going through a lot.
Well, you see, you can hang it on that. You can hinge it. Yes. You can hinge it on that.
To be saner.
But it's not totally that the case. It's true that people are traumatized. People have issues going on. But the point we're trying to make is that the issue of a feminism or feminist is in itself a cancer. Don't get me wrong. I believe that women should be treated fairly. Should be given pay that is due to them. I won't say equal pay, because I must say to you that even in a job that a man and a woman does together, a man that is hardworking and a woman that is.
But rational mind, hold on, please.
Please let him land that point, please.
They do not. They do
I'm
not
coming.
the same
I'm not getting anything.
Yeah.
Hold on, please.
Say what?
Is there
Can you say
any
that again, rational mind?
discrimination? Is there any
Say that again,
discrimination in ladies and men? Is there any discrimination?
Well, you see, I think like he said, like our royalty said, he said the issue of feminism is really it's about the right of women, especially in the workplace. That's how it all began. But now we're seeing it even not even being brought already inside even marriage, even relationship. So a lot of them, you see, that's another thing I want to discuss if I have the time to discuss. But let me just go to your question. You see, what's it called? Feminism is, like I said, it's a cancer of its own. Because if you try to bring it into relationship, into a marriage, you always make a nonsense of that marriage with feminism. I like I said, I totally I agree that women should be treated fairly, should be given they should be given the pay or promotion that is due them. Always understand this point. My point is this, that I don't believe in some jobs, I don't believe that women put in the same work as a man. Let me give you an example.
Please don't say that.
Rational mind, you said you wanted to interject. They think for one lecture, let me talk. I want to go and sleep. I'm tired already.
I just wanted to ask a question, but yeah, people can interject and go on and on and on.
Okay, if you want to ask a question,
everybody hold on. Yes, to Niger, put your question. Who do you want to put your question to? Yeah.
Yeah, the question I wanted to put was more of a general question. Yeah, because they have been attacking her all over the place. And see, the thing is, when I think your royalty said something about societies, not valuing women that are not in marriages or stuff like that. I think it occurred to me now that, let's say somebody is childless, and for whatever reason they choose not to have a child, they don't care about having a child. You have to forgive the other people that have children that are going to live into the future for wanting to prioritize their own decision making to their own for the welfare of their own children into the future. So you see, it just the same thing applies to somebody that is a single parent versus people that have families. Those ones want to prioritize their own way of doing things, and that's what human beings do. And when we start criticizing and say, "Oh, how dare you look at us down, look down on us," and all, but especially if they are the majority, they should have the right to decide that, okay, we are following our Christian faith, or we are following our own traditional traditions, and preferring marriage to go forward. So, do you agree that those people should be given a hearing too? Because for Dopsy was saying that she's talking about empathy, but has she tried to empathize with people on the other side too?
What are you empathizing with them on? What are you empathizing?
Empathizing with their position, to understand why they believe what they believe. Because you are this is the thing.
To Niger, you see, I don't Rosie, I said Rosie, royalty. I didn't want to come into this conversation because of all this men. You understand the where they're coming from, they can never see what I'm talking about. These are egocentric men, so they can never understand where we are coming from. Royalty. There's nothing we can say here today. Rational man, interject one, feminism, yellow, meanwhile, is ego could bring it down so that the rule over a woman could bring it go tear down. But then sort of feminism every minute. So like that, you see. Let me just talk so that I can leave you guys to this thing.
No, you cannot start a conversation. You cannot start a conversation and expect somebody not to push back.
Just let me talk. Talk. Yes. So you see what you guys are fighting about, that women want to be equal. I'm not equal to my husband. He's the head. There is no way. He tamped me down. He calmed me down.
Are you sure you are safe? Are you sure you are safe?
I remember when I used that word.
I
Do you understand
disagree.
it now?
Thomas, sọ fún mi pé kí n gbé phone sílẹ̀ nsìn máa gbélé ni. Tó bá ní kí n gbé phone mi
I'm
sílẹ̀
joking.
nsìn
No,
máa.
you
I
know
will.
I'm joking.
I am telling you
You know I'm joking.
fact. That is the way I respect him. I respect him so much. Because he showed me love, for crying out loud. He showed me love. Sùúrù ló jẹ́ ti tell me. Àwọn ọkùnrin kan wà bẹ́ẹ̀. They will use that calmness and that their loving kindness to tame you to the right woman they want you to be.
But
It's
can,
not
right.
can we reverse role? Doopsy, can we reverse role now? Can we reverse role?
that the woman should tame the man. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, can we reverse role now? I mean, like,
Yeah.
okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
In a situation whereby there is violence, somebody is trying to harm your husband, would you stay?
Okay.
Would you so that your husband could,
like somebody wants to shoot him or something?
yeah, he wants to harm your husband. Would you stand up for him? And,
I swear to you, rational mind, I can do it for that man.
Exactly. You would even do without
I swear to Almighty Father. I
I
am telling you today. We've been together 23 years. I'm not that simple, rational mind. Platform. Oh yes, I am a very tough girl. But for that man, I'll do it. I swear
what
to
I'm trying to
Almighty
say
Father
is
today.
in every
I'll
relationship,
do it.
let me ask royalty. I mean, I think anybody can answer that question too. Royalty, as a woman, if harm is coming your way and you have a man, your husband, who do you think should protect you first? Who should protect you first?
Do you know what's going to protect? Who's going to protect? Reflex. The person with the best reflex is who's going to protect.
No,
When
that's
things like
no.
that-
Cut out, knock
Please.
off that. I mean, talking about
Please.
you, two of you are
Please.
together. Hold on, two of you are together in the house.
Mhm.
Somebody's trying to break into your home.
Mhm.
So who should go and confront the intruder?
Of course, the man is the more physical.
Why can't you do
is
it
more-
yourself? Why can't you do it yourself?
Because I'm not physically as strong as he is.
So if you understand that concept, then you should allow the man take the lead. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody said the man is not taking the lead.
But there's nobody that's arguing that with you now,
in
rational
our
mind. Why are you so bent?
relationship. But
Nobody's
my
arguing that.
co-worker is not going to go and even if he can break me into two, he's not going to put himself on the line for me. He's going to take care of himself.
I get you. In the
You
workplace,
understand? That's why I said it's not the same thing. You don't the rules are different for your man.
it's not.
It
It's
applies
not.
to the
It's
other
not.
men.
Royalty. That's what I'm saying. It's not. Because I know the whole concept of feminism.
No, are you going to let me ask you a question? Are you going to take a bullet for me?
Are you asking me a question? If
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
your
asking you a
husband,
question.
if
Are
I'm
you
your
going to
hold
take a
on.
bullet for me?
Hold on. If I'm your husband, listen.
Yeah,
If I have children, I'm not gonna.
Bullet for me.
If I'm in a relationship and we have children, I'm not gonna take a bullet for the woman, but for the child. It depends. You see what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah, here. If you're my wife,
Rational, before you go on, please.
I'll protect you.
I'm shutting down 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going past that.
All right.
That's what my boss told me.
Real quick, you see.
So hold on, please. Hold on.
Right.
So starting from you now, I'll give everybody 2 minutes without interjection so that we can round it up at 8 hours, please. I'm counting that I have my time here. 2 minutes. When it's 2 minutes, I'll say thank you. I'll kick you out. I'm just joking. Yeah. Go on. 2 minutes, please.
All right.
I'm very sorry, ladies. Before you go on, I will speak to one man. If he can give me a section or a slot, then we can really totally deal with this feminism, this equality. I will speak to one man. So maybe we can have it as a topic one day that we dealt with it, maybe for 4 hours or 3 hours.
Thomas, please count me out. Please count me out. I won't be coming for that. Please count because of all these men. They don't understand. They don't understand it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's your choice. Yeah, rational mind, please. 2 minutes, please.
So you see, royalty. You see, women need to know where to draw that line. I heard you said a lot, and I wish you the best in your endeavors or whatever you decide, your heart desire. I hope you find it. But one thing you need to understand is that Do not subscribe to this. I'm for you if you say you want equal pay, but I just want to understand that there might not be a such thing as equal pay. If you have men who do more job than you, who do the same job as you do, but they do more than you can't expect them to give you equal pay. So, but then that women should be treated fairly. Yes, I'm for that. Women should not be maltreated by a man or wherever. But the thing I'm trying to say is this: you need to learn to draw that line between your feminism or feminist you want to display at workplace, around outside your home, your marriage. You need to know where to draw that line. And that is where the problem is for most women. They do not know where to draw that line. That, okay, when I'm at home, yeah, I'm a feminine, not a feminist. Every man, let me give you three concepts. There's these three concepts I learned sometime recently.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
So now, they call it
I'm not joking. 2 minutes. I have to carry it under 8 hours.
There's these three concepts. I just want, maybe I'm going to run up with that. The 3 S's. Now, these 3 S's, if you understand it very well, I want you to put it in the back of your mind or put it anywhere. The 3 S's is sex, sandwich, and silence. These 3 concepts. So if a man should get sex, get sandwich, which is you give him his food, make his food for him, and you give him silence, which is peace, you will enjoy that man. Always remember that. Those are the 3 things. Men are very simple creatures. If you understand that through those 3 concepts, you have peace of mind with a man, and you will last long with that man. And I rest at that.
May God give you the slave you are looking for. May God grant you that slave you are looking for. The man is looking for a slave. May God let him find the slave he's looking for. God will answer your prayer. Okay, my dear brother. Royalty, I'm so pleased to meet you. I love you. I love your voice. You have a silky voice. A man that does not appreciate you should just go, hang himself. Sis, if you're still looking for you find. You're a pretty girl. And if you don't want, don't bother. For compulsory. Yeah, I'm saying that.
That's the wrong advice now. That's the wrong advice.
That's it, my
the wrong advice.
If you find somebody
it's not compulsory. If you don't want it, why do you want to do it?
It is not compulsory.
It's not compulsory.
It is not compulsory. If you find it, go for it. It is not. Don't mind them.
You don't
have to.
The Holy Book that was written by the oppressors. Don't mind them.
There's life outside of the man.
What of promiscuity?
Oh, please. How can she? That is your own behavior. It's your personal thing. If you're promiscuous, that is bad. So you should go for a good behavior.
That are promiscuous too,
So I will look at
this is something. You open something now. Please, Duke, I'm very sorry. Royalty, I'm sorry, this is personal. I'm very sorry for asking this. In the other room, you have to find somebody, you understand what I mean?
So why don't you
go if somebody is not married, you are married to them.
Yes, a partner.
You don't mean you are married to them. You can have a partner. You don't have to.
Yes.
You don't have to be. You don't have to say,
"Oh, that will cherish you."
You don't have to. If you don't
that
want
will
to,
love
you
you
don't
and
have
respect
to.
You.
If you don't want to,
marriage is not compulsory.
Exactly.
Love and no peace. It is a beautiful thing.
You have your own marriage. You have your own marriage.
Because my husband loves me and respects me, bro. And then the affection, yeah, I'm shouting on top of my voice. He loves and respects me. I can do anything for him too, because we respect each other. We love each other. That is why it's been working for the past 23 years. And I wish we're going to live like that till we die.
I'm happy for you.
He's a good man. But if my sister somewhere doesn't have somebody like my husband, don't bother. Don't bother. A man that can respect you and love you, don't bother. But if you're still looking for things, God will surely give you the desire of your heart. But don't be under any pressure.
I have a very, very strong relationship.
Yeah. Don't be under any pressure.
I have a very serious relationship.
Yes, oh my dear brother, my royalty. I wish to talk to you again soon. Yes, Thomas. I'm sure like that. I'm not fighting you because I know you have. I'm not fighting you. I like Okponu.
Lucy Odabo,
my dear brother. Love you, royalty. Love you, baby.
I love you. Respect. I love you. Royalty, 2 minutes, please.
So, ladies, it's 2023. Don't let anybody suppress you. The power is in your hand. You can do beautiful things as long as you put your mind to it. The power is in your hands. You decide. Don't live your life for anybody else. At the end of the day, whether you do, they will talk. If you do left, they will talk. If you do right, they will talk. Just do whatever goes with your mind. Live your life for yourself. Be happy within yourself. When they gave birth to you, they did not tie you to any man. They did not tie your destiny to any man. Your parents didn't say, "Oh, I'm giving birth to this girl so that she can be this person's wife, or she can." Whatever you choose to do with your life is what you should do. Don't let society put you in a box. The world is yours. Roam around. Do whatever you like. Make yourself happy. Happiness within yourself comes first. Be happy with yourself before you now take yourself to another person. Just do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, by the time you go and meet your Lord in front of God, God is not going to ask you that. How did you live your life? How somebody wanted you to live it, or you lived it? Nobody's going to answer your questions for you at the end of the day. Just be happy within yourself. Remember that you come first in everything. Good night.
Bye. Oh, thank you so much. God bless you, royalty. Yes, I love you, sister. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much. Yeah, see you. Yeah. Patoski, do you have Patoski? I don't sure. We have Patoski. It's been quiet. Do you have Rosie? We have Rosie in the house. Yeah, 2 minutes, please.
Yeah. Okay. As for me, like I was saying, marriage is a good thing if the both parties are happy in it. And I know in every woman wants to have a good home. She wants to have a happy marriage. It's innate in a woman to meet a man that will love, cherish her, and treat her right. And what I've observed in society is that most people that have had bitter experience, bad relationships, they end up becoming very hardened, and then they come out to condemn marriage. And I know in society, although it's bad, but that's what happens. Society looks down on single girls. Look at them like they are not that if they were well behaved and well mannered, they would have come across a man that would have swept them off their feet and made them a wife. So to me, in a relationship, is give and take. If a man loves you, treats you right, cherishes you, I think it's right for a woman to respect the man. For the fact that you respect the man does not mean you are a slave to the man. It just means you are both. It's like it's like the both are playing their roles. The man knows his role, the woman knows her roles, and they love each other, they respect each other, and they are loyal to each other. So that's what I feel, and I think the society these days, the problem we are having most of the time starts from the family. Single and women raising kids. Sometimes the boys don't have a good role model. They come out. I'm not saying all times, but sometimes they don't have a good role model. Nobody to discipline them. No man to put them straight. And then a single man raising female children, there might not be a woman to make a good model because the man might be moving girls in and out. One woman today, another woman today, might not be laying a good example. But in a home whereby the husband and the wife are living peacefully without beating up each other, they will most often bring up kids that would be sane, not traumatized, not bitter. That's the way I see. And my point of view, people might say I'm biased. I'm seeing it from the Bible point of view. The Bible says the man is the head of the woman. A man should love his wife and honor the wife. You should be able to like die for his wife, just like Christ died for us. And then a woman in return should respect her husband. Once this,
Reciprocal.
yeah. So once this is done, the home, it's not that they are not going to have issues. They will have some issues, but it's not going to be a chaotic relationship. Thank you all for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity
Oh,
given me.
thank,
Thank you.
thank you
Good
so
night.
much, Rosie. Thank you so much. Yeah, God bless. Thank you so much. Sunaija, you don't
Yeah,
face fire today.
yeah.
You cannot win the ladies.
I
They are
win
my
them now.
baby. They are my ladies. You can't win them. They
They
win you
don't.
over.
There's no winning. I see. I think both of them, in short, three of them are on the same side. It's just that some others, the other two, appears to be a little bit. There's a disconnect
Pushy,
because of the way
pushy
they perceive the Dopsy and royalty.
society.
Yeah, they are on the side of princess too, because they believe in relationships. You just believe that the man needs to be worthy. And in a way, that's what she just read. That the man should be ready to die for the woman, and the woman should be able to do all those things, which is similar to my own analysis. Men are meant to protect, cherish, and this thing, their women at the same
And
time,
love.
willing to lay their
Yes.
life down for their families. Men that a man that start attacking his family has completely lost sight of his primary purpose. But in terms of this in why the women are stigmatized because they don't have children, I think it's partly because the ones that have children, they feel like they should be the ones determining outcomes in society than the ones that don't have children, because the ones that don't have children don't understand not like they don't, but they just feel like they don't necessarily have insight into the fears and the ambitions for the ones that have children. It's like if somebody's not they're like your child, you know what you want for your child. Some other person shouldn't tell you what you want for your child. So it's that the society reacts that way, in a way, to single women, because they see them as people that don't conform to their own way. And I don't think it's general society, it's just the marriage, in terms of the marriage part, just like they frown on the LGBT and all that stuff, because there are certain things society prefer to see because of the ones that partake in it. If my own family prefers to wear white and some other person is wearing different color, I'm not going to want to support that one. It's just how human beings behave. And this thing that we do, where some women start coming across as like women are dominant, and no, nobody is dominant. Both sides are equally important. We are important to each other for our survival. And for me, I look at it societally, what the effects of some of these things are. And some of the problem, and I wish many women are doing this too when they say these things. Look at how it's going to affect society down the line. Don't make it all the way up by yourself. And this idea where we make everything individualistic. Society is an entity. It's not only about your personal happiness. There's always going to be suffering in this life. That is what you have signed up to in life. You choose which one is of the greater good, for the greater good. If you say the greater good is for you to be happy, do your own thing, and that do your own thing is a very, very serious this is an illusion, because you are still going to be unhappy at times. Nobody is happy all the time. You just have to pick your this thing. And this is what those women that are in marriages that often say, okay, let's go through this, let's have children, let's do those struggle that they do. That is what they do, so that their children can end up in the future, and they are the ones that are going to inherit the earth, we like it or not. You can work and work and work and work and work and single and single and single. You are going to disappear. Once you finish working and you don't have children, you are gone. The ones that have children are the ones that are going to inherit the future, and you have to allow them to have their say. And eventually, even if you don't want to allow them, they were going to have their say, because their children will remain. And I really think that we have to start thinking from the point of view of the society. We as Africans, we are very individualistic. As a matter of fact, there's a video of a Chinese man or a Hispanic the other day was talking to an African American. He said he was showing him the cows. The African American told him, the Chinese man said, I know you people would like to act individualistic all the time. That's why you people don't get anywhere. We in UK, a prime minister is Indian. Mayor of London is Indian. Scotland now, just yesterday, they made the head of Scotland a Pakistani. Because these people, the reason why they are doing so well is because they work together.
Please, this wrap up in one sentence. Then
yeah.
I don't want to
I
think
I've gone past my time. Yeah. Thank you. I know you are just making up for kicking me out of this day, out of this. So it's all right.
No. Tonight, yeah, I kick both of you out. I kick Duxie out as well.
Yeah, but I was just trying to ask question politely. I wasn't even raising my voice. And you kicked me out.
No. You Duxie is somehow pushy. You know now. If you have been listening to us, so Duxie now. Yeah. So I didn't discriminate you. I put both of you at the back end so that you guys can cool off a bit. Then I brought you back. So that's what I'm supposed to do. I can't let the section go up in flames. You know what I mean?
You remove the one that is being disruptive. I was asking. I was talking just like this.
I don't even want to know who is destructive. I just put both of you in the back. You know now, just to cool off a bit. And you guys came back, everything went good. That's why we roll here. You know now, my brother.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your wisdom and everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Everybody, thank you so much. It has been a nice session with the three ladies. Kudos to Rosie, kudos to Duxie, and kudos to my sister, my new voice, Royalty. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are amazing. And the ladies that came on today, you guys are phenomenal, man. Thank you, everyone. It has come to the end of the section. We want to carve it 8 hours this time so that people that watch after the online that can be able to watch it. We don't want to go over the ball. Thank you so much. May God bless you all. See you. Catch here later. Thank you. God bless you. Peace. Yeah, I'll leave you with
when it offends them, it sweet us. When it sweet us, they never say something. As in the sweet us, you go to pay them. As in the pay them, you go to sweet us. As in the sweet us, you go to pay them. As in the pay them, you go to sweet us.
For